It is November of 2021. Your favorite influencers are on the stage of a Twitter space. The Pump It Up song is playing, and you feel like you're getting the alpha for the greatest mint ever. And thanks to Icy Tools, you can see how well this project is actually doing. Of course, this was standard procedure in the bull market. However, when's the last time you heard Icy Tools? Today, we're going to dive into the day that Icy Tools officially died. Hello, I'm Taj, digitally known as Tropic Vibes, the host of Nifty Business, where we highlight NFTs and explore Web 3.0 as we move from pure speculation to creating real-world value. So every DGen knows Icy Tools. However, if you're not even familiar with Icy Tools, odds are you are probably someone who came to the space for the things that were being built. If that is the case, you're exactly the type of person that would find Nifty Business Club interesting. I guess you would say Nifty Business Club is like a mastermind of 100 people that see the value in this technology beyond speculation. And if this sounds like you, check out niftybusiness.club. Information is in the show notes, and I hope to see you there. But as far as Icy Tool goes, during the bull market, that was the most prominent tool that people used to find out what the hottest new project was. If you're not familiar, in summary, it was a tool that showed the trending NFT mints on the Ethereum blockchain. So when a new project was launching, their goal was to get on the front page within the top trending mints on Icy Tools, because all the degens were using that. They're paying a monthly fee. I forget exactly what the fee was. There were some free tools, but the things that really gave you the upper hand as to what was going on within the space, you paid for it. And you got in the top, let's say 10 for any given time, it just guaranteed a flood of all the degens into that particular project. They didn't do any research. They didn't see what was going on. Truthfully, they did not care who was on the team, because during this time, a lot of the founders, a lot of the teams, they were anonymous. All they cared about was the activity on the blockchain, and the easiest way to gather that was through Icy Tools. Well, obviously, as liquidity started to dry up and people started to realize that the value was not inherently in the technology that was the NFT, but what was behind these NFTs, tools like Icy Tools and all the meta that was being used to create that bull market quickly faded away. Now, it wasn't enough just to launch a hype NFT, having an influencer on the stage, playing all sorts of music. But truthfully, I completely forgot about Icy Tools until this morning. I was in a space and I heard them mention Icy Tools. And of course, the host on the stage started to laugh, and I said, wow, I haven't heard that name in a while. So of course, I go over to the website and I see the announcement that Icy Tools has officially shut down. No date is actually given on the website. However, thanks to Perplexity AI, I was able to search that. So in case you're not familiar with that one, it's just an AI tool. Great for doing research. I'll leave the link for that too in the show notes. It is way better than the GPTs, the Bard even, and my personal favorite that I've been using for quite a while now, Bing, because all of the things just pops up in there. But going back to this right now, I think it's just funny that this notice that they put up, Icy.Tools has been officially shut down. And as I said, since January, to shift our focus toward delivering world-class infrastructure through QuickNode to enhance the same APIs that powered Icy Tools. QuickNode offers a suite of developer-friendly APIs, allowing you to create NFT alerts and dashboards similar to the ones you loved using with Icy Tools. Now, I'm not going to read this whole thing. I will leave the link to this directly. It's just icy.tools. You can go check that out. The full description and the full notice is there. That went up in January, but the reason why I just want to read that first section is the API is what's pushing it, because we found out that the vast majority of people that were using this data to try to get into the hot mint or whatever it might be, just jump into that meta that was during the bull market, it faded away very quickly. The attention, the volume of NFTs, all those different things, it did not guarantee that if you got into a mint that you were going to make money on it, especially on Ethereum, most cases that you were going to lose money on the gas fees alone. Because if something was tearing up Icy Tools, that means the network was busy. And when the network is busy, there's higher gas fees. And when there's higher gas fees, it makes it that much harder to get a spread in what you're getting into it at and make a profit. Where this got even really crazy was during the free mint meta. A lot of people were tracking down the next hot free mint, using this, getting into it, trying to unload it as quick as possible because all the attention was there. In theory, it should mint out. And as long as you list higher than the gas fees that you paid, you should be able to make a profit. That's what people were doing. Now, that quickly went away. The only free mint that I jumped into during all this time when everyone was looking at Icy Tools was one that was for charity. And the thing rugged. Like the charity rugged in the sense that this free mint was then supposed to switch over to a paid mint once it started trending on Icy Tools. Sure enough, with the first 1,000 or so, we got onto the first page of Icy Tools, and then they turned that off, turned off the mint, then switched it to a paid mint, thinking that people would now jump into it. And that was right at the end of all the hype, and that's when I knew that Icy Tools and everything else was dead, because this was a free mint for charity. So obviously, those of us that were in the room, all the big influencers were on the stage, and they're trying to get this thing to mint out, donate the proceeds to someone who I believe their house had burned down. And well, that was a story anyways, but there were at least some reputable influencers on stage that were fully doxxed and so forth. And if they were willing to put their name and face to this, I was like, okay, this probably was the case. They had a guy that wasn't even Web3 native that was going through some hard times, and then the fire happened, and they were showing him the power of Web3. And unfortunately, it didn't work out. So this was a terrible use case. I don't know what ever happened to that guy. Probably didn't get anything. It just wasn't really a nice onboarding process for him, because this savior, which was Web3, this NFT mint that was supposed to help him rebuild his life, it didn't work out. But it proved to me that this meta of chasing influencer mints and checking Icy Tools was over. And this was a good while ago. Although they shut down in January, this thing has been dead for at least 18 months, if not longer. So what they ended up doing is they prorated the refunds for anyone that had their 6-month subscription or the annual subscription. And the people that were on their monthly plan were not renewed automatically. Now, the API, these were the businesses and projects that were actually doing real things. And this was the majority of their revenue anyways, because once people realized that this was not the way to figure out who's going to make it, right? This was just manipulation by influencers and so forth, and just getting the data to tell whatever story you wanted. The only real users that were generating any kind of revenue for Icy Tools happened to be the API clients and the users, and those were all migrated over to QuickNode. So QuickNode is a suite of services, including the API, that's going to be beneficial to them. So they just migrated them over there. They even had a Founders Club NFT that was associated with Icy Tools. Well, those users were then given credits to go over to QuickNode. So everything is being transitioned over to QuickNode. Now, QuickNode came on my radar when I was at NFT Miami last year. They had a booth there. They had a team that was presenting all the different things, the services that they had, and it's really geared toward businesses. So that, I think, is stepping away from the whole degen scene and going to actual companies that are building this thing, and they need infrastructure to pull data and in many ways do a lot of the things that Icy Tools was doing for the degen, but for a more practical, a more structured, a more profitable and productive use. They're using all of that over there. So Icy Tools is dead. QuickNode's where it's at right now. So they gave their final goodbyes, their apologies, and so forth. And really, it is what it is. It's a changing space. They offered their tools. They were there at a time when it was needed. That was the direction in which things were going. Kudos to the team. They did a great job as far as providing a need, a service for a time when there was interest for that, but now realizing that it's a different world. And we that are in this space, we just know when we're testing out this new technology, doing all this different stuff, like there is nothing guaranteed. Companies come and go. Even with some of these softwares and services that we use, there's no guarantee that they'll be there. For example, recently a company that I was using, an alternative to Linktree, was shut down. It was called Koji. They had some great features that was really revolutionary. It just made commerce extremely simple. It had a lot of aesthetic elements that I thought looked 100 times better than Linktree, which Linktree ended up adopting a lot of them. Anywho, they could not compete with the juggernaut that was Linktree. Linktree acquired them and just shut them down to start this month. So this is something that is nothing new. Different platforms, whether it's social media, marketplaces, we've all seen them all come and go. Well, in this case, they served the purpose for a period of time, but Icy Tools is officially dead. QuickNode is alive, and they're attracting businesses using their API. So if you're someone who's interested in data, the API, or you're a business or a founder trying to build something, I would love to have you in the Nifty Business Club. Check that out, niftybusiness.club. But I just want to thank you for taking time to listen to this as we're learning and building Web3 together. So until next time, later.